Hey gamers on the web, this is Local Diablo, and I just want to share with you the campaign that I'm playing in. Our storyteller, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I think he is running the Vampire, the Requiem, the free introductional storyline. I have not actually read this. I believe this is what he's running because he's talked a little bit about this over the years, but we've never actually ran it before. And part of the story kind of sounds familiar to what he's explained to me. However, we've been playing this for about, I wouldn't doubt if we've been playing this for about 3 months now, and we still haven't completed it. So he's obviously added like a lot more, details than what's in that book. I haven't read it. I don't really want to read it until after we've completed the story. Um, I don't want to know what's going to happen next. So one of the things I want to share to you and talk about is the character that I made. And so the clan that I picked was Old Clan Tesmic. I don't really, sorry, Old Clan Zemitzi. I don't really like Zemitzi. I'm not really into them. But I can kind of like the Old Clan Zemitzi. I picked the Old Clan Zemitzi, and my character's name is Clayton McCreed. He's an Irish, Scottish born, pretty much lord from Ireland. Old money, you know, really old money. Pretty much came to America with his family. They brought bricks after bricks of their family's castle over, and they're at this point they're building the castle up. And this story takes place in like I think around 1830 or around 1820, so somewhere in between that. I think it might have been like 1827. It's supposed to be takes place right before like the Civil War, um, and I went with Old Clan Zemitzi because I kind of like the background that they when they were explaining them had how they're very gothic in the way they look, almost like you know Transylvanian style, and I like that, but I didn't want to go with the Transylvanian style, so I went with a different culture, and the only two real different cultures I can think of, other than like a medieval, would be like a samurai style culture or an Irish culture. And so the way he dressed, it's not really supposed to be medieval. It's supposed to be, in a way, he kind of dresses like a leprechaun. Just the green suit, the green style derby hat. And I was kind of picturing in my head the way he looks would be almost like the Riddler without the question marks. I thought that was a kind of a cool, look to go with, and to kind of explain the the Old Clan Zemitzi part of it. And his weaknesses involves he has to sleep under the soil of Ireland. So it's right now it's becoming kind of a problem for him because he's in the new world, and it takes months to travel, to Europe. So we kind of had explained like when they were bringing the boxes and these bricks, they had the dirt from from Ireland in there, and in boxes they were packing all the stuff with a lot of dirt, to pack like all the silverware and plates and stuff like that. So he hasn't quite figured out that he needs to sleep on, because he's just recently braced. So he hasn't at this point he hasn't quite figured out that he has to sleep in that dirt. However, he does realize that he has to sleep within his haven, and the castle's not been completed yet. So he's just where the storage room is, and that's the only place that he can really sleep without being penalized. His disciplines, are Auspex at 1, Animals at 1, and Dominate at 1. In all honesty, I didn't really know what disciplines to even pick them. I just picked with the basic clan disciplines. I really want to focus on animalism. I kind of had a plan that when he attacks people, he's not going to just go outright and just attack people because he's not very combat oriented. I think he has brawling at 1 and melee at 1, and that's it. And his physical stats are strength at 2, dexterity at 2, and stamina at 4. So he can take a little bit of a hit, but combat-wise, he's not really there. And so I kind of had the idea to have him control bees. So I thought that was, be a kind of a, cool touch. Is he's gonna put up honeybees around the castle, and kind of use that as a means to, to protect him, and even probably go as means to even try to goal these bees, and that may be one of his forms of attack. Then I was thinking about like where I want him to be in modern day, and since he's rich, I want him to have like a big part in the city. So I kind of came up with my first concept was to be involved in an airport, like he controls an airport. But I actually thought that was kind of boring, so I came up with the idea of newspapers. In our campaigns, newspapers have, and media has a great deal involved in the stories, but no one's ever really has controlled them, and the storytellers never explained, who's controlling the media. So I thought that would be kind of a cool concept. So I was looking at like real life newspapers around this time period, and I found a newspaper that was in Scotland in 1820. It collapsed in 1820. And the story goes these two newspaper tycoons. One was named Alexander. And I don't remember who the other one was. It's like Joshua or something. One of them wanted out, and the other one paid him to get out, but he didn't pay him all the money. And so the one that didn't get all the money ended up suing the other owner, and the newspaper ended up collapsing. And this is like a real life newspaper. I can't remember if I just told what the newspaper's name is. I think it was like the Grostruck Sentinel. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds kind of cool, Grostruck Sentinel. And I'll just explain that, during this lawsuit, I bought the newspaper, paid off, this other partner, and just got this, ended up using this newspaper. And so I'm pretty much starting the newspaper from like, and then when it went to the New World, brought it with me, and I'm pretty much right now starting it like it's in a barn. And I haven't had too successful time of trying to start it up, so I've decided to move from a newspaper, a daily newspaper, to just a weekly newspaper, and use the printing press to print books. And I thought that would be kind of like a cool concept. And so I was kind of explaining my character, and this is like one of the first characters. I don't have really too many characters where I'm trying really hard to play the good guy. And this happens to be just one of those characters that I'm really, and it's not easy right now, but I'm really trying hard to play a good guy. Normally I play the straight up villains. And I'm not talking about villains like where I'm a chaotic evil. No, I'm talking about villains where I'm straight after the players, and the players are out after me, and we're just trying to kill each other. So this is one of the first times that, for the Vampire the Masquerade, that I've, honestly have, tried to make like a good guy. And right now my humanity is only at 5, but that's only because I didn't have enough points to raise it. So I'll keep you kind of updated, see how, as the time goes, how this kind of works or didn't work for me. Um, so I was explaining my character to one of the players, and he pointed out that my character that I've created is nearly identical to the Green Hornet. Not my intentions. Nowhere near my intentions. I actually thought that was a kind of cool idea, but it, we just don't role play like we used to. We just don't have the same time. There's no way I'm going to be in a group and then go, oh, the bad guys in the building. Oh, guys, I gotta leave, and then come out with a stupid little mask and then try to fight the villains. I mean, it's just not going to work. Um, uh, but actually, at first I thought that was kind of funny. Even the name Clayton is. I had to look it up, and it turns out the name Clayton is a name for one of the Green Hornets. I basically kind of figured out that the Green Hornet, the character is so Irish themed that if you try to make anything that's Irish, that's rich Irish, I don't think you can get around not making a Green Hornet themed character. And it looks like I'm coming close to running out of time, so I'll just wrap this up. So I'll keep you guys posted, see how this storyline goes. We're supposed to be 1 or 2 stories away from finishing this story. So that's about it. So this is your crazy devil telling you that the devil is in the details. Thank you.